Good morning, students. Am I audible? Can anyone respond fast?
Yes, sir.
Fine, fine. Wait for another 2 to 3 minutes and we'll start the session. Okay. So just now completed your revision class and all. Wait for another 2 to 3 minutes. So we'll start the session, right? So. Only 47 members. 36 is there, Uday. Okay. 21, not 21. No, 21. 21 are not joined till now. 34. Okay, good. 36. Okay. 40. Okay. Okay. 96 is there. Okay. Let me share the screen. Fine. Let's start the session. So last class we discussed about this inheritance topic and how to extend another interface with respect to another interface. All these things we discussed in the last session. Now in this session, we'll be discussing 1 minute. Right. Nested interface also we discussed in the last session, and we discussed one program based on this nested interfaces topic. That is declaring an interface inside within another interface can be considered as what a nested interface, right? So we'll be taking one interface, and this interface inside this interface will be taking one other interface. And syntax for taking what nested interface, that within the class we'll be taking one class, and inside this class we'll be taking what another interface. And based on that we discuss some programs also. Based on this we discuss some programs also. Next, after this we'll be going with packages, students. So we'll be going with the next program. Just see here. So we have an interface called interface showable. Interface showable. Are you able to see the screen? Any problem from my end? Let me clear me this point first.
Clear, sir.
Fine, right. So interface showable, and this interface contains one method. This is an outer interface. This outer interface contains one method called showable. It's an abstract method. And then we'll be taking one more interface inside this message, interface message. Inside this interface message, we'll be taking one more message. So we'll be taking one more interface inside this showable interface. We'll be taking one more interface called message. And in this interface message, we'll be taking a method call. We'll be taking a method called message. Now after that, we'll be taking class test nested interface 2 implements showable. It's an outer interface. After that, showable dot message, it's going to be an internal interface. Suppose if I'm going to take only this interface, implements showable interface, if I take like this means, then this test nested interface must be in a position to implement only this message. If it is not going to implement show method also, it doesn't matter. But if I'm going to take like this, showable comma showable dot message, if I'm going to take like this means, if I'm going to take like this showable comma showable dot message, if I'm going to take like this means, then this test nested interface must be in a position to implement this show method and must be in a position to implement this message method. Two methods it has to implement, because this test nested interface is implementing two interfaces. One is outer interface, other one is internal interface. Suppose if it is implementing only internal interface, then it is in a position to implement only one method. But if it is implementing two interfaces means, then it is in a position to implement two methods, show method as well as message method. Okay, clear with this point? Everyone clear with this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. So show method it is implementing, as well as message method also it is implementing. And then we'll be taking public static void main, and we'll be creating outer interface. Internal interface object I'm creating, and the name of that object is M. And then we are taking an creating an object of class, and that object I'm assigning to an interface reference. And with respect to this reference, I can call only showable message interface method called message. Only showable interface message called message. I'm not in a position to call show. If I'm trying to call m.show, then compiler will generate an error. Compiler will generate what error if I'm going to call show, because this is interface reference. With respect to this reference, I can call the members of class, provided that this interface should contain method. So show.message, showable.message is an interface. That interface contains only one method. That is message method. Now this showable.message reference, this reference can call only message, It cannot call show. If you are trying to call show, then compiler will generate an error. Okay. After that, I'm going with showable. Yes. This is an outer interface, And this outer interface I'm creating in class object, I can call what? S dot show. S dot show. If I'm trying to take a S dot message, then what happens? That we'll discuss later, right? So here I'm not creating child class object students. I'm not creating object for child. I'm creating object for child, but I'm not taking child reference. Test nested interface reference I'm not taking. Test nested interface I'm not taking. I'm taking only one thing, that showable dot message. Showable dot message followed by M. This is a nested interface reference, and this is outer interface reference. With respect to this nested reference, I can call only nested reference method.
Why not here?
Sushma,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
are you? Oh, no need. Sorry, everyone will do mistake. And clear me one point. Are you writing? Are you listening to the class? Or
Yes, sir. I am listening, sir.
turn on your video. What's going on? You are listening class, right?
Yes, sir.
You are talking with whom?
My brother, sir.
Oh. Fine. So here we'll be having showable dot message is a nested interface, and this interface reference, with respect to this reference, I can call message method. I'm not in a position to call show method. This is outer reference method. Now I'm taking outer reference thing, and I'm going to call s dot show. Then what happens will be seen. So let's go to the compilation phase here. Java C space test nested interface 2.java. Enter. So we got an error C. M dot show. It cannot find it. Okay, that's the reason it generates what error. We are not supposed to take this. Let's compile this. This time we'll not be getting any error over here. Right. So we got a message like what message? Nested interface, show nested interface. Okay, not show nested interface. It is a show interface, right? Here show interface thing we need to take, right? So suppose see you are able to understand it, I think, right? This is internal reference variable, internal interface reference. With respect to this reference, I can call internal reference method only. That's it. If I'm trying to call any other method, it generates an error. And here I have showable s, and with respect to this, I'm going to call this s dot show. And by using this s, if I'm trying to call s dot message, is it generates any error? Is it generates any error? Response students, is it generates
Yes,
any error? So Srikar is saying yes. Any other student? Is it generates any error? So it generates an error. It generates what? Error. Right? It generates an error. S dot message. Okay, fine. So what error it generated here? Cannot find simple error, right? Okay. Clear with this, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, make a note of this, students, and then we'll be going with one more program. Make a note of this fast. Make it fast, make it fast. Another important topic, packages, we'll be discussing, and you can practice this packages like anything. So make it fast. And one important announcement, student, try to listen this announcement. tomorrow, for the students who are not there in the revision, that means those students can be called as A category students, and those students has to write assignment question number 1A, and second question 2A. I shared already what the questions in the group, and from that questions 1A, 2A, you have to write and you need to submit it. I will be sharing on Google Form or else Drive link. I will be sharing Google Form. I will be sharing with you, and you need to upload that in that Google Form. Tomorrow I will be sharing you, and I will be specifying that non-listed students or non-revision students, and in that Google Form you need to submit your assignment. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. And tomorrow at 9 to 10:40, you people, that means those numbers are not there in revision, and those students has to write 1A and 2A on papers. They need to scan it and they need to submit in the form of PDF document. Okay, I will be sharing the links. One link is for revision students and another link is for non-revision students. These two links I'm going to share. If you got any confusion, you can ask in our Java group. Okay, don't put any question in official group. Put a question or put your doubt in your Java group, right? And maximum I'm giving the things very clear for you in Java group rather than in the official group. So if you have any doubts, you can post it on your Java group. Okay, clear? I made my statement very clear. Two Google Forms I will be sharing tomorrow. One is with respect to revision students, other one with respect to non-revision students. Non-revision students has to write 1A, 2A as assignment, scan it, convert it into PDF, submit it through Google Form. And assignment students or the revision students, as usual procedure today, what procedure that we adopted, the same procedure we are going to follow tomorrow. Okay, is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
సార్ రివిజన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అర్థం కాలేదు సార్.
రివిజన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అర్థం కాకపోవడం ఏంటి? రేపు నువ్వు ఉన్నావు రివిజన్ లో?
ఎస్ సార్.
జావా రివిజన్ లో ఉన్నావు రేపు?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఈ రోజు ఎలా సబ్మిట్ చేసావు? మెయిల్ ఐడికి పంపించావా? ఈ రోజు ఉన్నావు రివిజన్ లో? ఏ ఓఎస్ రివిజన్ ఇవాళ?
ఎస్ సార్.
రేపు కూడా అంతే. ఇవాళ ఎట్లయితే రివిజన్ అయిందో రేపు జావా రివిజన్ కూడా అలానే జరుగుతుంది.
ఓకే సార్.
కంప్లీటెడ్. రాసారా? రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వండి.
Yes, sir.
ఎస్ సార్. స్క్రోల్ చేయండి సార్.
చేస్తున్నానా? కార్తికేయ అని స్క్రోలింగ్. Packages will discuss very important and interesting topic. Simple topics. Completed.
కంప్లీటెడ్ సార్.
Fine. So we'll enter into another program. It's simple. We'll see overview. That's it. No need to write. For your understanding purpose, I will be explaining. See, I'm taking one class, and inside this class, I'm taking one interface. And inside this class, I'm taking one method called M1 method. I'm taking a class, you see, inside this class, I'm taking an interface. Inside this interface, I'm taking a method called message. And the name of that interface is going to be a message. And I'm going to take one M1 method. It's a concrete method. Method implementation is there. Now this class, what it is going to do is I'm going to take this, the name of the class is test interface, nested interface 3 implements this interface a dot message. A dot message. That means it's going to implement only an interface called message, and we have a method in that interface called message, and that message method we need to implement over here. So we provided that implementation for this. After that, public static void main, and then we are creating interface reference a dot message m is equal to new test interface reference 3 and m dot message. M dot message, right? M dot message. M dot message. Now what happens is, with respect to that reference, we can call interface method only, which was there in child class, that is message. Okay, let's save this. Let's save this, and let's compile this Java C space test interface. Java. So like that, we are compiling. There won't be any error at all, but you might be getting some doubt. Sir, I've taken an interface inside a class, whether I'm in a position to create an object for that class or not. And because I have a method inside that, whether I'm in a position to create an object or not. See, you got an output, hello nested interface output you got. So this was a statement that we are taken. Right. Now, one inside a class, I'm taking interface students here. Interface message I'm taking inside a class. Inside a class. Now I will be getting some doubt in my brain that are we in a position to create an object for a class? If I create an object, then I'm in a position to call M1 method or not. After creating an object of a class, I'm in a position to create I'm in a position to call M1 method or not, or else I'm in a position to call MSG method or not. Like that, you will be getting some doubt, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm creating an object for class. First of all, is it possible to create an object for this class A? Respond. Class A contains interface. Are we in a position to create an object for this class A? Respond, students. Are you able to see? Are you able to listen or not? Respond at least for this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So have you understood it? We are taken an interface inside a class, and one method we are taken inside a class A. And we are implementing this test nested interface 3, implementing that interface a dot message, and it is providing implementation for this message method. And here I'm creating a reference for interface, and I'm calling that method m dot message. No doubt, no error. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating an object for that class. Are we in a position to create an object for this class or not? Respond. Is it valid statement or not?
Valid, sir.
Valid, right? If I'm going to call this a1.m1 means I used to get this m1 method. I used to get this m1 method. Okay. And after that, if I'm going to take like this a1 dot, if I'm going to take MSG, then what happens? Is it valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid, sir.
Right. So let's compile this Java C space test interface nested interface 3.java. Okay, it generates an error, cannot find symbol. We are not in a position to call this method by using this. Okay, so save it, but we can create an object for this Java C space test nested interface 3.java. So no error at all. Right, M1 in class A, hello nested interface M1 in class A. Okay, fine. So this program I will be giving you in the notes. Here ends the story of interfaces. I hope you may not understood this. What do you say? This concept, I think you may not understand this topic. Just see, go through these things. What was there? What we had discussed in interfaces. Just go through this. See, we discussed about defining interface, how to write interface. We discussed how to implement interface with respect to class. We discussed nested interfaces. We discussed taking one interface inside another interfaces, and you might be getting some confusion over here. And try to revise the things once again. Otherwise, I will be explaining you while revision sessions and all. I will be explaining. And then what variables and interfaces and extending interfaces, how one interface will extend another interface that we are seeing. Variables means final variables will be there in the interfaces. And applying interfaces means nothing just like implementing the interface with respect to classes and right. So we are seeing about multiple interfaces, how we are applying multiple interfaces. Sorry, how we are applying interfaces to achieve multiple inheritance and all we are discussed. Okay, so are you clear with this interfaces concept, everyone? Respond. I need response from you all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Only 3 students have understood it. Gayatri is not there. Anil is not there. Amita 548, 538. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
33, 33,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
41. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Now we'll be entering into the topic called packages, defining a package, then class path, access protection, importing packages. In this session, what way I'm going to discuss is I will be giving introduction about the packages, and then I'm going to define the package, this class path, importing packages. Those things I'm going to cover in this session. Next session will be going with access protection, and then we'll be entering into the streams concept. Okay, so streams also maximum by the end of this week we'll be covering the streams and all. So are you ready with this? Come with some fresh mind, students. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Very good response. Right. So what do you mean by package actually? A package is nothing but a group of classes and interfaces. A package is nothing but group of classes and interfaces. If you consider any package, till now we have seen only one package, java.lang package we have seen. And in this java.lang package, we are used some class called system class. System.out.println method is that system is class, out is object we have seen. Okay, only one package we have seen till now in our Java. But we come across 3 to 4 object-oriented programming principles. We discuss encapsulation, we discuss inheritance, we discuss polymorphism, we discuss data abstraction. Main things we completed. Main object-oriented programming principles we completed. Now we'll be discussing about the features, what are all left out features that we have in Java. Those things we'll be discussing from now onwards. Okay. So we discussed the main object-oriented programming principles we completed. That means we completed encapsulation. How we are achieving encapsulation means by using class. And next we discussed about which concept we discussed? Inheritance. How we are achieving inheritance means by using extends keyword. And we discussed polymorphism, compile time, runtime polymorphism, dynamic binding, dynamic method dispatcher. Like that, we discussed object-oriented programming principle, and then we discussed data abstraction concept also. Now we'll be discussing another aspects of Java, like we'll be focusing mainly on the library part of Java. Now onwards, we'll be focusing mainly on library part of Java. Library part of Java in the sense, and string.h gurinchi నేర్చుకున్నాం మనం C language లో. అలానే ప్యాకేజెస్ గురించి నేర్చుకోవడానికి అంటే కొన్ని ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ ప్యాకేజెస్ మనకు తెలియాలి జావా. లైక్ స్ట్రింగ్ క్లాస్ గురించి తెలియాలి, అలానే ఎక్సెప్షన్ క్లాసెస్ గురించి తెలియాలి, అలానే ఐఓ ప్యాకేజ్ గురించి తెలియాలి, యూటిల్ ప్యాకేజ్ గురించి తెలియాలి, తర్వాత అప్లెట్స్ గురించి తెలియాలి, స్వింగ్స్ గురించి తెలియాలి. అలా ఫ్యూ థింగ్స్ దట్ వీ నీడ్ టు ఫోకస్ అండ్ దట్ ఫోకస్ ఇస్ ప్యూర్లీ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ యువర్ జావా లైబ్రరీస్ ఉంది. అంటే ప్రతి టాపిక్ కి ఇప్పటి నుంచి ఇప్పుడు స్ట్రీమ్స్ డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ స్ట్రీమ్స్ లో ఐఓ ప్యాకేజ్ ని మనం మెయిన్ గా యూజ్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తాం. తర్వాత ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ కి వెళ్తాం. ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ లో java.lang ప్యాకేజ్ లో ఎక్సెప్షన్ అన్న క్లాస్ ఉంది, దాని గురించి డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. ఆ తర్వాత మనం యూటిల్ ప్యాకేజ్కి వెళ్తాం, కలెక్షన్ ఫ్రేమ్ వర్క్ వెళ్తాం. కలెక్షన్ ఫ్రేమ్ వర్క్ లో యూటిల్ ప్యాకేజ్ గురించి ఫోకస్ చేస్తాం. ఆ తర్వాత స్ట్రీమ్స్ గురించి AWT స్ట్రింగ్స్ ప్యాకేజెస్ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. అంటే ఇప్పటి నుంచి whatever the things that we are going to discuss from now onwards, all those things are completely based on the predefined libraries of Java. Are predefined libraries of what? Java. ఓకే, అంటే ఆ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ లైబ్రరీస్ ఎలా ఉంటాయి అనేది ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మీకు తెలియాలి. How those predefined things will be there in Java. So a predefined things will be there in Java with the form in the form of packages. What do you mean by package? If anybody asks you what do you mean by package, Java library is nothing but Java packages. Students, remember, Java library is nothing but Java packages. Okay, and ఈ Java packages లో ఏముంటాయంటే, this Java package consists of classes and interfaces. What does the class contains? Class contains variables, methods, constructors. Class contains variables, methods, and constructors. Variables can be instance variables, static variables, and constructors, followed by what? Instance methods and static methods. And your interface consists of variables and then methods, and whatever the variables that we have in interface, all those things are going to be a final variables, and whatever the methods that you are going to take in interface, all those methods are going to be an abstract instance methods. Okay, like that we'll be having the things in what interface as well as classes. And what do you mean by package? Means a package is nothing but group of classes and interfaces. Packages are useful to arrange related classes and interfaces into a group. Packages are useful to arrange related classes and interfaces into a group, which performs similar task. Packages are useful to arrange related classes and interfaces into a group. For example, streams related topics yokka packages or classes anni IO package lo frame chestam. Exception util collection framework related అన్ని తీసుకెళ్ళి మనము util package లో ఫ్రేమ్ చేస్తాం, package లో వేస్తాం. Basic program, Java basic program రాయడానికి కొన్ని క్లాసెస్ కావాలి. All those things has been placed in java.lang package. Okay, like that the set of classes are going to group in one single package. Okay, that's what the meaning of packages are useful to arrange related classes and interfaces into a group, right? Clear with this package definition statement, student?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now we have one statement about the package. Package avoids the namespace collision. What do you mean by namespace collision? In one single package, we were not supposed to write two classes with same name. So that's what namespace collision. Namespace collision అంటే two classes కి ఒకటే ప్యాకేజ్ లో సేమ్ నేమ్ ఉండకూడదు. అలా ఉంటే జావా కంపైలర్ ఎర్రర్ ఇస్తుంది. Okay, your predefined packages is designed in such a way that no two classes will have same name in same package, but two classes can have same name in two different packages or in different packages. That means java.lang may have system class, java.util also may have what a system class. No problem, you can take it. We have a class called date, and that date class is present in two different packages. I will be showing you in 4th unit. Two classes have the same name in different package. That's what the meaning of namespace collision. Packages avoids the namespace collision in same package, and in different package there won't be any namespace collision. Okay, clear with this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We can take a package inside another package. In operating system terminology, a package can be called as directory. In operating system terminology, a package can be called as what? A directory. Right, there are two different types of packages are available in your Java. One is going to be built-in package or predefined package. Other one is going to be a user-defined packages. One is going to be built-in package or predefined package. Other one going to be a user-defined package. Now it is your responsibility to know about built-in package and how we are getting that built-in package to our Java program. Next thing is we need to know how to write our own package. That's it. There is a story of what your packages concept. Okay, just make a note of this slide content, then we'll be going with first predefined package. It takes less time. and then we'll be going with user defined package. The more important thing is user defined package, how to write user defined package. That's the most important aspect over here. Okay, make a note of this, students. Fast, we'll be discussing it clearly about built-in packages and user defined packages. Okay, make it fast. Up to this is a clear packages. Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Okay. Make a note of this, students. Fast. Completed.
Completed, sir.
What about others? Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, can I proceed? Response, students, can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But try to understand this. Today I will be discussing both user defined package as well as what a built-in package. Two things I'm going to discuss. Bear with me another half an hour. We'll be closing two things. Okay. And again, I will be revising it at the end. And then in next class also, again, I will be showing you about this user defined package once again, right? So trust me, spend another half an hour time. Now it is 12. Another half an hour will be closing off the session, right? Focus on this. Very, very important. Students will be knowing many things. Okay, Java library అన్నది ఎలా డిజైన్ చేసి ఉంటుంది అంటే ప్యాకేజెస్ ఫార్మాట్ లో డిజైన్ చేస్తుంది, right? So there are two types of packages. One is built-in, other one is user-defined. What does this package contains? This package contains classes and interfaces. What does the class contains? Class contains variables and methods. It might be instance variables, static variables, or it might be instance methods and static methods. Interface contains variables as well as methods. Okay, so that's what. Now let's see about predefined packages. Predefined packages or built-in packages are a part of your Java library. Predefined packages or built-in packages are the part of your Java library. When you install this predefined packages, so when you install your JDK, automatically all these predefined packages are available, are going to be available. But we are not in a position to see all those predefined packages, students. We are not in a position to see all those predefined packages, students. Why means this packages will be there in the form of jar files. This packages will be there in the form of jar files. Let's see, let's enter into the place where we installed our Java JDK, right? Program files. In this I installed Java. You can see Java folder, and I'm entering into this Java folder. Inside this Java folder I'm entering into JDK, and inside this JDK I'm entering into something called as lib folder. I'm going to enter, and in this lib folder I have what some set of cf files, something files I have, and I'm going back to this JDK, and I'm going to enter into some folder called bin folder. In this bin folder you will be finding some set of what JDL files. Okay, JDL files, and you can see some tools over there here. You can see some tools over here, bin folder, Java P tool, Java doc tool, Java C tool, J command tool, like many things are available over here. Okay, everywhere you'll be seeing what DDL files. Everywhere you'll be seeing what DDL files. Okay. And let's see this folder also, include folder. And we have something called as .h extension. But we are not able to see the students. But this will come automatically with your JVM. Sorry, with your JDK, you'll be getting all these things. All the files, all the predefined packages you'll be getting along with the JVM only. Along with JVM only. But we are not able to see it. But we we can use one command, I think, java p space java.lang.system. But you can see like this, java p space. If you want to see the classes which were there in system class, so you can take what java.lang.system. So you will be able to see the complete thing. So you can see it contains one static block, and it contains one method, a map library name. It contains load method, load library, GC method, exit method, and get property method, console, like many things this contains, but it was somewhat little bit confusion. See, compiled from system.java, and they are taking some class public final class java.lang.system. See, this system class, they are taking it as public. That means we are not in a position to extend the system class. Whatever the functions that are there in the system class, it will be like that only. We are not in a position to extend it. And there is something like this. We have what public final java.io.stream, static public static final java.io.print stream, public static final java.io.print error. Okay, print stream error. And then we'll be having some set of methods, set in method, set out method, set error method, like different things were there here. And if you want to search for some other class, java.lang.exception. So same thing, java space java.lang.exception. So whatever the methods and whatever the things that you have in exception, all those things you'll be getting. Compiled from java.exception, public class java.lang.exception extends java.lang.throwable. But this exception is not final class, we can extend it. And it contains something like a static final long serial version UID, and then it contains one method. Default constructor, and it is one parameterized constructor. It is two parameterized constructor. Again, it is one parameterized constructor, and it is three parameterized constructor. It doesn't contains any method, students. Exception doesn't contains any method. Okay. Suppose you want to see string class, java.lang.string. So you will be seeing like this. Oh, many things are there here. Java.lang.string. You can see java.lang.string over here, compiled from java.lang.string, and you have what public final class java.lang.string implements serializable interface, implements comparable interface, implements character interface, constant interface, Java constant interface, like many things are there. And then it contains some methods over here, static final boolean compact underscore strings, and byte static, and then one zero parameterized constructor, one parameterized constructor takes one character, integer, like that many constructors. It has taken byte, many constructors. Up to this it is constructors. After that it has what from here it has length, is empty, caret, code point at, code point count, like many things are there, okay, hash code, like many things are available over here. Okay, like this is one way of seeing your predefined libraries. This is one way of seeing your predefined libraries. What's the command that we can use? Java p command, java.lang.system, right? So it generates a list of methods and the variables that are there in system class. Okay, right? So make a note of this. Predefined packages or built-in packages are a part of Java library. When we install this JDK, automatically predefined packages are available. Automatically predefined packages are available. Up to write down this point, up to this point, everyone, up to this point. Write down this. Now, don't mind, morning onwards, I'm not taking breakfast also. Up to this, write down completed.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now to view, write down this point. To view a predefined packages, to view about to view the set of classes, predefined classes, to view predefined classes, to view predefined classes in Java, we can use Java P command. We can use Java P command. Go to command prompt. Go to command prompt and type this. Go to command prompt and type this. Or else we'll go with exception class. It's very less thing. Go to command prompt. Take like this, Java P space java.lang.exception, compiled from java.lang.exception. Up to this, take up to this, that's it. Take up to this. Completed. And then after this, you can take dot over there, or you can take constructors, that's it. Make it fast, students. This is about predefined packages. If you want to see in your computer itself directly, then you can make use of Java P command. But in this, you need to know about which class you want to see. That class name you need to see. That class name you need. Then only you're in a position to see the methods and the classes which are available in that particular package. Otherwise, it's not possible, right? So, but we don't know. We may not know about what classes are there in the package. All these things we don't know. So in order to see such kind of things, then your Java people itself provided Java API for us. So Java soft people provided Java API. Java soft people provided Java API, which is nothing but application programming interface. Application programming interface, which contains list of packages, comma, classes and interfaces, available in packages, which contains a list of packages, and classes and interfaces available in packages, variables and methods inside classes and interfaces. Detailed description of variables and methods inside classes and interfaces. Okay, make a note of this, students. One minute, I will be getting that link. Java API. Copy this link. Okay, make a note of this. Are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, fine. Completed? Remember that for lab external, definitely I will be asking you to show the class notes. Try to keep this in your brain. I will keep my attendance with me and I will ask, because I'm maintaining each and everything on which day, what topic I discuss, that also I will be maintaining over here.
Yes, sir.
Completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So if you go to Google and then type Java API, just if you go to Google and then type Java API, you'll be getting this Java what platform 7. Suppose you need Java API 8 or you need Java API 16, you can type like this. Okay, let's see, right? So we got like this Java documentation 16. Now you'll be entering into the 16 as per the thing. That means if you need what 1 minute, 4 libraries. Let's see. No, somewhat different. Let's see. Wait. 1 minute. API documentation under the specification will be entering into this API. I think this is going to be the correct, right? Yeah, right. So this is 16. If you need 8 version, you can go with 8. Whatever the version that you need, you can go with that version, right? So just all modules or only SC modules. If you click, then you'll be getting only Java SC modules over here. And you can go with this some package called only limited packages we got here. This J2 Java SC and JDK. Okay. Somewhat different SC2. Okay. Okay, we'll go with the previous one only. 8 only will go. I will check it clearly. Java SC 16. I thought it is going to be the same like this thing. A clear description they given. Java also, Java Singer. In this itself, you will be finding it somewhere. Let's see. Language and library. Core libraries. Okay, I will search this and I will get back to you about the 17. Let's view how to view the packages by using the for older version. Let's see Java API 8. We'll see. API specification only you'll be finding it. Okay, fine. So I will see this Java SC16 and I will get back to you. So this is Java SC8 version. However, we'll be using this only finally. And here you'll be finding some set of packages over here. You can see java.awt and java.lang package. Let's enter us into this lang package. Inside this lang package, there by the help of Java P, we seen two classes over here. One is system class, other one is going to be exception. So we'll be seeing first exception. Right, here we have exception. It's an interface. Yes, here we have exception. If you click on that exception, you'll be getting the same information. So exception class, this exception consists of 1 minute. This exception consists of constructors. You can see this exception consists of constructors, and it contains some methods like this, and it's giving clear description for each and every constructor how it is going to work. Okay, let's go back. We are seeing some class called system class. Right, if you click on the system class, right, this system class consists of 3 things. See, fields means variables here, print stream error, print stream in, print stream out. Okay, I said that out is an object. Out is of which class object? Print stream object. And this is of what type? Static type. This is of what type? Static type. And we have a statement from starting of the class. I said that there is one logic behind this instruction. I'm saying like system dot out dot println. I said. So I said that system is a class, out is an object. But which type of object I did not said. Println is a method, I said. So system is a class. Are you agreeing? Yes, system is a class. You can see we are taking class-based system, and this system class was what final class, and this class is extending what object class. No one can extend the system class, and this system class itself contains an out object, and it is a static object. It's a static object. If I want to access this out object, then what I need to do, I can go with the class name. I can go with what? A class name. If I want to access any variable from system class, static object, then what I'm doing is system, I'm going to take class. Out is what? Object. It's a static variable that was taken in system class, or static object that was taken in system class. That's the reason I'm going to take system dot out. That means up to this, the meaning of this is it's going to be a print stream object dot println. The meaning of this is this println is not there in system class. If you search for println method, you can see, if you search for println method over here, we're not going to find println method over here. Okay, we are not going to find. See, this is print stream. It's giving information about print stream. We don't have any information about println. You can see methods over there. In methods, you will not be finding anything about print stream. If it's showing here method means, then what in this, if you have what println means, then that method belongs to what do you say, system class. But it's showing in field summary, it's showing, you can see also println methods in print stream in class print stream. So these are all methods are there in print stream class. These are methods are not there in what a system class. Whatever the methods that we have in system class, all those methods are here only. Okay, load, we already seen that. Load, map, library name, we have seen. Okay, clear. So if you want to know about any class information, then you can make use of this Java API. If you go with Java API, then you can go, you can click on any one of the packages. Suppose I'm going into this java.awt package. Just I'm going to click on this package over here, java.awt. If I'm going to click here, in the bottom of this, you'll be getting the complete interfaces and the complete classes. Okay, so I'm going to click on something like paint interface. So here I'm going to get complete information about paint interface. If you click on here overview, it goes back to the specification. Okay, it goes back to the specification. Again, you can click on any one of the file over here. Java.lang.reflect, java.math we have. Let's click on this java.math. And in this java.math, we have what classes. We have big decimal, big integer, math context. We have some classes. We have just, I'm going to click on big integer. I'm going to click on big integer. And this big integer consists of fields like big integer 1, big integer 2, big integer 0. And then it contains some constants. It contains some methods here. Add, not, bit count, bit length, clear bit, like many things are there. We need to search for that. Suppose if you want to know about this thing, I'm going to click on this. I will be getting some information here. Returns maximum of this big integer value. And how it is going to work. See, parameters, val means value which takes the maximum integer to be computed. Whose value, like what something is there here. We need to refer this documentation, and we can make use of these things. Okay, clear with this, how to refer predefined packages and all? Respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just we need to go with Google. Here we need to type Java API. If you need 8 means, then you can go with Java API 8. And whatever the first link that you are going to get, see the docs.oracle.com. From that link only we can access Java API. Okay, you can go with that Java API. You can see this, how many packages are there and how many classes are there, each and every package, or how many classes, how many packages are there. All this information you'll be seeing over here. It's loading, right? So these many packages are available. And if you click on any one of the package, you'll be getting the list of classes and interfaces over here. Okay. And this many packages are available for us. So org.thing is also there. This package presents a framework that allows application developer to make use of security services like authentication, data integrity, and data confidentiality from variety of underlying security mechanism like Kerberos using unified API. Like many things are there. We can make use of all these things, and this is how we will be referring. We are referring what Java API. Okay, clear with this, students?
Yes,
Clear.
sir.
Fine. Next. Okay, Java API is available at following link. You can after this you can make a note of this table. This table, students. Package name java.lang package. Only packages names you can make a note of this. Predefined packages. Only this part you can make a note of it. Java.lang, java.util, java.applet, java.availability, java.io, java.net. And here J must be lowercase. It's not going to be an uppercase. Make sure that J must be lowercase. Java.lang means J must be lowercase. Make a note of this package list first. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now the question comes to your brain is that how to import these packages into our program. See, sir, మీరు చెప్తున్నారు జావా పీ కమాండ్ యూస్ చేసి మీరు ప్యాకేజెస్ ని చూసుకోవచ్చు అని చెప్పారు. తర్వాత జావా ఏపీఐని యూస్ చేసి వాట్ ప్యాకేజెస్ చూడొచ్చు, ప్యాకేజ్ లోపల క్లాసెస్, ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ అలా అన్ని చూసుకోవచ్చు, అన్ని చదవచ్చు అని చెప్పారు. ఎస్, వెల్ అండ్ గుడ్. But how to get these packages into our program? See, Java compiler is in a position to remember only one package, that is java.lang package. Apart from that, it doesn't remember any other package. It does not remember any other package. Suppose we have a package called util, we have a package called AWT, we have a package called java.sql. But Java compiler won't remember all these packages. It remembers only one package, that is java.lang package. If you're not going to import that package, Java compiler will import that package to your Java program, because it contains a basic classes and interfaces for the development of Java application. Suppose I would like to import this java.util package, and I would like to import this java.applet package. How I can import? This import can be done with the help of what import keyword. Import keyword. Importing predefined packages. How to import this predefined packages means by using import keyword. Import is a keyword in Java which is used to import a package. Just like hash include, we have what a keyword called import in Java, and import is a keyword which is used to import the packages. And we can import, any number of import statements can be placed before class or before interface declaration. Any number of import statements can be placed. That means you can take any number of import statements before the class or before interface declaration, and this import is used to make classes and interfaces available or accessible to the current source code with or without specifying fully qualified class name. What do you mean by fully qualified class name? I will be discussing later. Right, this import is used to make the classes and interfaces available and accessible to the current program with or without specifying fully class name. Okay, I will be discussing what do you mean by fully class name and all. Just make a note of this, students, how to import packages to our Java program. By using a keyword called import, we can import packages to our Java program. Make a note of this fast. Another 15 minutes will be, oh, sorry, already 12:30. Okay, we'll be closing off the session up to this topic, implicit and explicit input. User defined packages we'll be discussing in the next class. It takes only a half an hour or 20 minutes time, students. That's it. Okay, we'll be closing within 5 minutes. 12:30 it's already. We'll be closing within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. I thought of completing user defined packages also, but we are not done it. Okay, no problem. We'll be discussing the next session. Completed? Completed.
No.
Make a note of this. Again, we'll be having session on Wednesday. Wednesday we'll be discussing clearly about what are these things, how to create a user-defined package, and followed by streams concept. We'll be giving. I'm going to discuss about introduction part of streams. There is a story of what your packages, and 60% of your unit 2 is going to be completed. If I started streams, if I discuss theory topics of streams, then 60% of thing will be completed. And the remaining thing is how to take input, and how many ways are there to take input, and how to print output to the screen. That is the one thing. In that we'll be discussing 3 or 4 programs, and with respect to files, 3 or 4 programs we need to discuss, and remaining parts take some time. Serializable, those things take some time. But if we are completed files means, then you can give a conclusion to your HOD that we completed second unit. That's it. Don't have a discussion that we completed unit 1 and unit 2. That's it. Remaining part I will discuss. Don't worry. I know how to discuss, how to complete. Don't worry about that. I'm not interested to go in hurry-burry mode. That's the main thing. At least those who are listening, they need to get some clarity.
Completed, sir.
Okay, fine. Let's have a discussion on implicit import. Implicit import, you're already aware of that implicit import. So if you are taking something like this, import space java.lang.star. So as I said, that import space java.lang means, the meaning of that is lang package is available in Java library. Lang package is available in Java library. And we are getting this lang package from Java library to our current program with the help of this instruction. And we have what lang package in Java library, and we have what util package in Java library, util package in Java library, util package in Java library. And this util package we are making available to our Java program by using this import space java.util.star. Now, what do you mean by this star here? Star indicates all, wildcard character, to specify everything accessible to the current application. To specify everything accessible to the current application. In simple words, if you take a import space java.lang.star, the meaning of that is your lang package contains many classes. You already seen that your lang package contains many classes and interfaces. If you take star, means all these classes and interfaces, whatever the classes and interfaces are there, all those classes and interfaces are available to our current Java program. If you consider util package, this util package consists of some set of classes and interfaces. If you take star, import space java.lang.util.star means all the classes, whatever the classes and interfaces that are available in util package, all those things are going to be attached. All those things are going to be attached to your Java program. Let us consider this is one Java program I'm writing. And if I taking this statements, import space java.lang.star means whatever the classes and interfaces that are there in java.lang package, all those things are available to this Java program. And if I take java.util.star means whatever the classes that are there inside this util package, all these things I will be making available to your Java program. See, in util, I might be using a class called date. In lang, I might be using a class called system. For the sake of one class, importing or getting all the classes to current program is very, very a tedious process. It's a time-consuming process. So in Java, it's recommended to go with explicit import. Explicit import in the sense, whatever the classes that you required, only those classes we are importing to our Java program. Only those classes we are importing into our Java program, not all. Okay, so this is how we'll be doing in explicit import. We required a specific class, math class we required, so that we're importing that math class, java.lang.math. This is what fully qualified class name. This can be called as what? Fully qualified class name. This can be called as a fully qualified class name. So fully qualified class name. Fully qualified class name. Okay, java.lang.math means it can be called as what? A fully qualified class name. And this type of import can be called as explicit import. Explicit import means imports only specific classes. Imports only specific classes to Java program. Imports only specific classes to what? Java program. Here we are taken date. Here we are taken what? A date. If you take date means what's the meaning in this? If you take date means what's the meaning in this? It imports only date class, not all classes. Just like previous slide, what we have done is we are taking complete classes and packages, interfaces and classes, what are there in util package, that complete thing we are importing to a Java program. But in this slide, what we are doing is we required only date class, and that date class we are importing to our Java program, not all classes and interfaces of util package. This is what explicit. Whatever you need and those things we are importing, that can be called as explicit. If you required all classes at a time, then we are going with asterisk. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, make a note of this, students, and then we'll be closing the session. Implicit import and explicit import. Okay, make a note of this, and we'll be closing off the session next 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Any doubts if you have, you can ask, students. Up to this, is it clear, packages?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, students. And tomorrow, those who have revision, they need to attend for the revision, and those who are in belongs to A category or those who are not there in the revision, they need to write 1A and 2A as an assignment, and they need to submit it. I will be sharing the Google form and try to submit it tomorrow, but at 10 o'clock, I will be sharing the Google form with you all for non-listed students, and try to complete it. Okay, try to do it. Completed implicit import.
Yes, sir.
Make a note of this explicit import, and that can be called as fully qualified class name. Fully qualified class name. Completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Any doubts if you have? Yes, go ahead, Srikar.
ఇక్కడ స్టార్ అనేది మొత్తం అన్ని ఫంక్షన్స్ అంటే అన్ని క్లాసెస్ ని ఇంపోర్ట్ చేయడానికి వాడుతున్నాము, అలాగే మల్టిప్లికేషన్ కి వాడుతున్నాము కదా సార్.
మోడిఫికేషన్స్ మనము చేయడానికి ఉండదు ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ క్లాసెస్ ని, శ్రీకర్.
అది కాదు సార్, అంటే రెండు వేరియబుల్స్ మధ్యలో స్టార్ ని మల్టిప్లికేషన్ కి కూడా వాడొచ్చు కదా సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే, దట్ ఆల్సో వి కెన్ యూస్, రైట్.
అంటే ఇక్కడ స్టార్ కి 2 మీనింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి ఆపరేటర్ ఓవర్లోడింగ్ అనడానికి ఛాన్స్ లేదా సార్?
we can call like that, no problem. ఆపరేటర్ ఓవర్లోడింగ్ అనొచ్చు, నో ఇష్యూ.
అంటే స్టార్టింగ్ లో ఆపరేటర్ ఓవర్లోడింగ్ జావాలో ఉండదు అన్నారు కదా.
We cannot implement by our own, but few things are there which automatically comes with Java. See, plus అనే సింబల్ కూడా ఓవర్లోడ్ అవుతుందని చెప్పాను నేను బిగినింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద క్లాస్ ఇట్సెల్ఫ్. మనం 2 స్ట్రింగ్స్ మధ్య ప్లస్ ని యూజ్ చేస్తే, ఒక స్ట్రింగ్ ఒక ఇంటీజర్ మధ్య మనం ప్లస్ ని యూజ్ చేస్తే ఏం జరుగుతుంది అక్కడ? కంకాటినేషన్ జరుగుతుంది, అంటే అడిషన్ జరుగుతుంది, రైట్? అది కూడా స్ట్రింగ్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ అయిపోయి 2 స్ట్రింగ్స్ కింద వచ్చేస్తాయి. అదే 2 ఇంటీజర్స్ మధ్య అప్లై చేస్తే సమ్ జరుగుతుంది అక్కడ. Are getting my point, right? So few things were there, and those things was overloaded in Java. Not only in Java, all programming languages it will be like that. And we cannot do by our own. See, if you consider C++, we can write our own operator overloading, right? We can create, we can write operator overloading. We can overload some operators also. But in Java, we cannot do it. By our own, we cannot do it. By default, few operators are overloaded in Java.
ఓకే సార్.
Any other doubts? If you have, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave and try to refer this basic things. Okay. I will be sharing this PPT, second unit PPT also, up to packages I will be sharing in the group, and you can refer that. I already shared unit 1, 2 notes, everything. Okay. Any doubts if you have, you can ask, students. Otherwise, you can leave.
సార్
యా గో హెడ్ బర్.
నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఉంది కదా సార్,
అవును.
దానికి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంది కదా,
Hmm.
నాకు అది ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది సార్. అది
ఎర్రర్ వస్తుందా? ఎర్రర్ నాకు ఒకసారి వాట్సాప్ లో స్క్రీన్ షాట్ పంపివు, నేను చెక్ చేస్తాను. ఏం ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది?
మీకు పంపేస్తారు చాట్లో.
ఓకే, సిస్టమ్ వేరియబుల్ అవుట్ ఏంటిది ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు వస్తుంది error? So something is there here. Just wait, I will copy this. System is not abstract method, does not override abstract method. Show. System is not abstract method. Abstract class system implements built process. Have you taken class name as build system? Bharat?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
Don't take class name as system. It is considering it as a don't take it. Take some other name. That's the reason you might be getting an error over there.
సార్ నేను క్లాస్ నేమ్ లైక్ ఫస్ట్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ నేమ్ ఇంకా సెకండ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ నేమ్ రెండు కలిపి తీసుకున్నాను.
No, I'm talking about your class space system అని చెప్పేసి తీసుకున్నావు కదా భరత్ అక్కడ.
ఎస్ సార్.
అది కాకుండా వేరే నేమ్ తీసుకో అని చెప్తున్నాను నేను.
ఓకే సార్, అంటే మీకు ఒకసారి వాట్సాప్ లో పంపిస్తా సార్.
పంపి, బట్ నువ్వు నాకు పంపించే ముందు క్లాస్ సిస్టమ్ అని చెప్పేసి తీసుకున్నావు కదా, క్లాస్ పేరు ఏం తీసుకున్నావు నువ్వు? సిస్టమ్ అని తీసుకున్నావు కదా
సార్. సిస్టమ్ తీసుకోలేదు, క్లాస్ నేమ్.
ఏం తీసుకున్నావు మరి క్లాస్ నేమ్?
నేను ఒకటి బిల్ట్ అని, ఇంకోటి మెసేజ్ అని తీసుకున్నా. రెండు ఇంటర్ఫేస్ నేమ్స్.
రెండు ఇంటర్ఫేస్ నేమ్స్ తీసుకున్నావు నాన్న. ఒకటి బిల్ట్ ఏమో అవుటర్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్, మెసేజ్ అన్నది ఇన్నర్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్, అంతేనా? బట్ ఆ రెండు ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ ని సిస్టమ్ అన్న క్లాస్ ద్వారా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నావు కదా.
అవునవును సార్.
ఆ సిస్టమ్ క్లాస్ వేరే తీసుకో అని చెప్తున్నాను నేను.
ఓకే ఓకే సార్, అండర్స్టాండ్.
తీసుకొని ట్రై చేసి చూడు, రాలేదు అంటే నాకు మళ్ళీ ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ కోడ్ పంపించు.
ఓకే సార్, డెఫినెట్లీ సార్.
ఫైన్, వెరీ గుడ్ భరత్, యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్ అప్ టు డేట్, వెరీ గుడ్.
ఎస్ సార్.
Any other doubts, students? Can I click on end meeting because you people are not giving any response?
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Bharat.
నార్మల్గా నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ టాపిక్ ముందు లైక్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ 1 ఇంటర్ఫేస్ 2 తీసుకొని నెక్స్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసాం కదా 2 క్లాసెస్ కలిపి.
భరత్ నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు నాన్న, మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్పు.
2 ఇంటర్ఫేస్ తీసుకున్నాం సార్, ఒక క్లాస్ తోని రెండింటిని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసినాం.
ఓకే,
అదొక మెథడ్. మళ్ళీ ఫస్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసి సెకండ్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసినాం దాన్ని ఫస్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ తోని. మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ తోని 2 ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ ని వాడినాం సెపరేట్ గా. మళ్ళీ
2 ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తాం మళ్ళీ క్లాస్.
ఎస్ సార్, అంటే ఒక క్లాస్ తోని
ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏ ఉంది, ఇంటర్ఫేస్ బి ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ ఏ, తర్వాత క్లాస్ డెమో ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏ కామా బి అంటున్నాం, అంతేనా?
అట్లా మళ్ళీ ఇంకో క్లాస్ తీసుకొని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ సెకండ్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తాం.
Class demo 1 implements
interface 1,
interface B or A? A, okay, fine.
మళ్ళీ ఇంకో క్లాస్ తీసుకొని ఇంటర్ఫేస్ B చేసినాం సార్.
ఓకే,
అంటే ఇప్పుడు నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కి ఇప్పుడు దీనికి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి సార్?
ఇప్పుడు ఒకటి నాన్న, నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అంటే ఇంటర్ఫేస్ లోపల ఇంటర్ఫేస్ తీసుకుంటే నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అంతే.
అంటే లైక్ నార్మల్ గా మళ్ళీ లాస్ట్ కి క్లాస్ తీసుకొని 2 ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసినాం కదా ఒకటే దాంట్లో.
ఓకే, అలా అడుగుతున్నావా? ఓకే, అంటే డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి సార్, మనము ఇట్లా చేసినా అట్లా చేసినా డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి, మెథడ్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తాం. సి ఇక్కడ ఒక డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది నాన్న. ఏంటి ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ అంటే, నువ్వు ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏ లోపల ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఎం అని తీసుకుంటే నువ్వు ఒక క్లాస్ తీసుకుంటావు, డెమో క్లాస్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ ఏ డాట్ ఎం అంటే ఎం లో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి.
అవును సార్.
ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏ తీసుకున్నావు, ఇంటర్ఫేస్ బి ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ ఏ అన్నావు, సమ్ డెమో క్లాస్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ బి అన్నారు అనుకో, ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏ లో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి, ఇంటర్ఫేస్ బి లో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ ని కూడా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి. ఇది ఒక డిఫరెన్స్. బట్ నువ్వు నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కి వచ్చేసరికి ఏ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ని నువ్వు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తే ఆ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ యొక్క మెథడ్స్ ని నువ్వు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి, అంతే. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ బి ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తే ఏ లో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి, బి లో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి. బట్ నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ని ఒక క్లాస్ ద్వారా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తే నెస్టెడ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ లో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ ని నువ్వు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఓకే సార్.
అది డిఫరెన్స్. మీకు అర్థమైందో లేదో, ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏ, ఇంటర్ఫేస్ బి ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ ఏ అంటే ఏ, ఇప్పుడు ఒక క్లాస్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ బి అన్నాను అనుకో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, అప్పుడు ఏలో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ బిలో ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ ఈ డెమో క్లాస్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి. అదే ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏలో మెసేజ్ అన్న ఇంటర్ఫేస్ తీసుకున్నాను, నౌ ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ క్లాస్ డెమో1 ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ మెసేజ్, దెన్ మెసేజ్ లోపల ఉన్న మెథడ్స్ డెమో1 ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి అంతే.
ఎస్ సార్.
దట్స్ ద మెయిన్ డిఫరెన్స్ అంతే. అంతే తప్ప ఇంకా అక్కడ పెద్ద డిఫరెన్స్ అయితే ఏం లేదు
సార్. అట్లనే అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాస్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు లైక్ మనము మెథడ్ ని ఇనిషియలైజ్ చేసి నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం కదా సార్, దాని మెథడ్ రాస్తాం కదా కింద.
మెథడ్ బాడీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాం ఇంకో క్లాస్.
అప్పుడు లైక్ అంటే ఒకసారి ఆ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ వాయిడ్ M1 పీకేసి డైరెక్ట్ క్లాస్ లోనే డైరెక్ట్ మెథడ్ రాసినా కూడా ఎగ్జిట్ అవుతుంది సార్ ప్రోగ్రామ్.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాస్ లోనే మెథడ్ బాడీ రాస్తా అంటున్నావా?
అంటే సార్ మనం దాంట్లో జస్ట్ మెథడ్ ని అంటే లైక్ మెథడ్ లోపల ఏమి ఇవ్వకుండా జస్ట్ కాల్ గా పెట్టేస్తాం సార్. దాన్ని క్లాస్ లోపల ఇస్తాం, సిస్టమ్ డాట్ అని ఏమని ప్రింట్ అని ఇస్తాం.
క్లియర్ గా చెప్పున్నానా? ఫస్ట్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాస్ తీసుకొని ఒక మెథడ్ తీసుకుంటున్నావు, ఆ మెథడ్ కి ఓపెనింగ్ ప్రైస్ క్లోజింగ్ ప్రైస్ పెట్టి వదిలేస్తాం, ఆ మెథడ్ ని M1 అనుకుందాం. ఇంకో క్లాస్ డి అన్న క్లాస్ తీసుకొని ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాస్ తీసుకున్నాం, మళ్ళీ M1 మెథడ్ ఇందులో కూడా రాసి సిస్టమ్ డాట్ అవుట్ డాట్ ప్రింట్ M1 అని చెప్పి రాస్తాం, అంతేనా?
సార్. అంటే అట్లా ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. మళ్ళీ డైరెక్ట్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాస్ లో ఇవ్వకుండా కూడా క్లాస్ లోపల ఇచ్చినా కూడా ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది కదా సార్. మరి మెథడ్ ని క్లాస్ లో ఇచ్చినా కూడా ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ లో ఇవ్వకుండా కూడా. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మరి ఇవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది సార్, నార్మల్ క్లాస్ లోనే ఇవ్వచ్చు కదా మెథడ్ ని.
అట్లా వచ్చావా నువ్వు? అంటే నీకు ఇక్కడ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటంటే నాన్న, ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను నేను. ఒక ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ బిల్ ఉంది, ఈ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ బిల్ క్యాల్కులేషన్ చేసేటప్పుడు నేను ఒక రెసిడెన్షియల్ ఏరియాలోకి వెళ్ళి ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ బిల్ క్యాల్కులేట్ చేస్తాను. రెండిట్లో క్యాల్కులేట్ ఛార్జ్ అని ఉంటుంది, అంటే రెసిడెన్షియల్ లో క్యాల్కులేట్ ఛార్జ్ ఉంటుంది, తర్వాత కమర్షియల్ లో కూడా క్యాల్కులేట్ ఛార్జ్ అని, రెండిట్లో క్యాల్కులేట్ ఛార్జ్ అని ఉంటుంది. ఈ క్యాల్కులేట్ ఛార్జ్ అన్నది తీసుకెళ్ళి నేను ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అన్న ఇంటర్ఫేస్ లో పెడతాను. నేను రెసిడెన్షియల్ క్లాస్ లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు రెసిడెన్షియల్ క్లాస్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ దానిలో క్యాల్కులేట్ అన్న మెథడ్ ఉంది, ఆ క్యాల్కులేట్ మెథడ్ రెసిడెన్షియల్ లో ఒకలాగా వస్తుంది క్యాల్కులేషన్. నేను కమర్షియల్ క్లాస్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు, కమర్షియల్ ఏరియాలోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కమర్షియల్ లో క్యాల్కులేషన్ ఇంకోలా వస్తుంది. బట్ రెండిట్లో మాత్రం సేమ్ మెథడే కదా నేను ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకునేది. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్తున్నానంటే ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ పీపుల్ వాళ్ళు క్యాల్కులేషన్ అన్న మెథడ్ ఉంది, ఈ క్యాల్కులేషన్ కమర్షియల్ కి ఒకలా ఉంటుంది, ఈ క్యాల్కులేషన్ రెసిడెన్షియల్ కి ఒకలా ఉంటుంది. అందుకే ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అన్న ఇంటర్ఫేస్ రాసి వాళ్ళు ఆ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ లో క్యాల్కులేషన్ అన్న మెథడ్ పెట్టి, నువ్వు కమర్షియల్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఈ మెథడ్ ని ఇష్టం వచ్చినట్టు రాసుకోరా, అంటే నీకు తగ్గట్టు చార్జెస్ రాసుకో, బట్ రెసిడెన్షియల్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఇదే మెథడ్ ని నువ్వు ఇంకోలాగా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకో అని వాడు చెప్తున్నాడు అనమాట. వాడు చెప్పింది మనం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం అంతే తప్ప ఇప్పుడు ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అన్న మెథడ్ లేదనుకో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇప్పుడు వీడు రెసిడెన్షియల్ లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఏదో మెథడ్ రాసుకుంటాడు, కమర్షియల్ లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఏదో ఒక మెథడ్ రాసుకుంటాడు. ఒక యూనిఫార్మిటీ మెయింటైన్ చేయడం కోసం ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అన్న కాన్సెప్ట్ వచ్చింది. ఇంటర్ఫేస్ మెథడ్ నేమో ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ రెసిడెన్షియల్ లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఆ మెథడ్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకుంటావు, క్యాల్కులేషన్ మెథడ్ ని నీకు నచ్చినట్టు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకుంటావు. కమర్షియల్ లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఆ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీలో ఉన్న ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ని వాట్ సేమ్ మెథడ్ రాసుకుంటావు, డిఫరెంట్ గా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకుంటావు. అంటే యూనిఫార్మిటీ ఉండడం కోసం ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ ని తీసుకొచ్చారనమాట. అట్లా అంటే ఏం లేదు, కొన్ని స్టాండర్డ్ స్పెసిఫికేషన్స్ చెప్తాడు, ఆ స్టాండర్డ్ స్పెసిఫికేషన్స్ మనం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకోవడానికి అంతే. ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఆర్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాస్ సేస్ వాట్ టు డూ, క్యాల్కులేషన్ అన్న మెథడ్ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అన్న ఇంటర్ఫేస్ లో ఉంది అంతే. ఆ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ ఏం చేసుకోవాలి అనేది మన ఇష్టం, బట్ అది మాత్రం మనం తీసుకోవాలి పక్క, ఆ మెథడ్ మనం యూస్ చేసుకోవాలి పక్క అని చెప్తున్నాడు. దట్స్ ద మీన్.
ఓకే సార్, అర్థమైంది.
Right. Any other doubts, Bharat? Very good. You are asking very good doubts. I will appreciate you. Try to go in the same way. Soon, what I am expecting that you might become Oracle certified Java programmer in 3rd year or 4th year. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Turn on your video once. Oh, nuva Bharat ante. Okay, ఎవరో అనుకుంటున్నాను. Fine. Okay. Any other doubts, Bharat?
No, sir.
Right. Okay.